Something is crouched in the weeds, half hidden by the grass, staring back at the camera like it just got caught doing something embarrassing. I know what you're probably thinking, but let's get serious for a second here. The sensible answer is raccoon, maybe possum, maybe some scrappy little night creature that had no business being photographed from this angle. Fine, we can be adults about it, or at least try. But the camera really chose violence here. The face is washed into a pale blob, the body is tucked under itself, and the whole pose looks like a tiny forest goblin getting busted behind a bar. That's the problem with these photos. You try to be reasonable, then the image keeps making that harder than it needs to be. A normal animal should look a little stupid on a trail cam. This one looks offended, like it heard the click, turned around, and immediately hated everyone involved. The deer on the left is already bailing, and honestly, that is the only sensible reaction in this entire frame. Then you look to the right and see whatever nightmare-shaped animal is coming after it. Sure, it's probably a normal deer, coyote, or a dog caught at the worst possible moment, because trail cameras are apparently built to make wildlife look like it crawled out of a bag of dream. But come on, that thing has a nasty outline. The body is low, the head is sharp, the ears stick up in this ugly little devil shape, and the whole pose feels like it was mid-lunge when the camera flashed. So yeah, very normal. Just two animals in the woods. One happens to be running for its life, and the other happens to look like it collects souls between midnight and breakfast. Totally fine. Okay, this one is irritating in the worst way, because most of the frame is, well, pretty boring if you ask me. Empty grass, tree line, one giant branch glowing at the top because of course the trail cam had to make that look weird too. Then right in the middle there is that shape standing back in the trees. And yeah, maybe it's a deer, maybe it's a stump, maybe it's some normal animal facing the camera and catching the infrared just right. Great, very sensible. The problem is that it looks too upright for comfort. You get that dark body shape, those tiny bright points where eyes would be, and just enough outline to make it look like a something paused there, watching from the edge of the woods. So sure, probably wildlife. I'm sure someone in the comments owns 14 trail cams that can explain it instantly. Still, I'm not walking over there to verify. This trail cam image itself already looks awful, mostly because it's blurry, inverted, and taken at 1 AM in the morning, which is basically the perfect recipe for turning any normal person into a basement demon. And sure, the horns could be hair, branches, or hood, or just the filter chewing up the edges of the head. But that doesn't make it comfortable to look at. It's the pose that is the problem. Whoever or whatever this is looks bent forward, arms hanging wrong, face blown out, standing in the woods like it has no good reason to be there. So no, it probably isn't proof of demons. But I also wouldn't be the guy walking up to it with a flashlight saying, "Hey, are you just a negative filter?" A guy named Brandon Cottrell said he felt uneasy while setting trail cameras that day, which is exactly the kind of thing people usually brush off until a camera gives them a reason to stop brushing. Later, he checked the footage and found himself walking past the lens with his back turned, while a pale shape sits near the edge of the flash. It has just enough human outline to bother you, and just enough blur to let everyone argue about it forever. Could be glare, sure. Could be someone passing close to the camera. Could be a trail cam doing what trail cams do best, turning a bad angle into nightmare fuel. The part that bothers me the most, though, is the local story. A young woman reportedly vanished somewhere around that area in the late 1980s, and her remains were never found. So sure, it's probably just a glare, because apparently Claire now shows up dressed like a lost woman in the exact woods where someone vanished. Totally normal. I'll still be deleting that camera from my life and letting the forest keep whatever it was trying to show me.